like here in Queensland, the coal-fired power stations, and still Queensland's got a very high level of coal generated energy. I think it's around about 70%. It could be wrong, but pretty close to that. Now, guess who owns those coal-fired power plants?
It's the state.
It's the state. And in some cases, the coal mines supply under sort of, commercial agreements. So I acknowledge the price of coal has gone up. In some cases, it's essentially tied. It's a coal mine, attached to a power plant, and it's all owned by the state. So the point I'm making is, anyway, if power prices are going up in generation,
Exactly. Well, that's a wonderful situation for Queenslanders to find themselves in. And now Anastasia Palaszczuk is saying she's going to shut them down by 2035.
Yeah, but in the meantime, she's making the moolah. I mean, every time the price has gone up, Fred, it's the taxpayers of Queensland who are actually getting a benefit. The owners are the people of Queensland. They're getting a benefit because they're making profits out of the hides of everyday men and women in Queensland. So that's how we're paying for it. But look, in summary, the reason the power prices are going through the roof are in the main due to the need for new generation to be built, new power lines to be built, and that gets factored into your bill, and the storage issue. So that's what's going on. New generation, the transmission lines, and the need to store. In Victoria, they're putting in batteries, and that is going to be incredibly expensive. Palaszczuk announced a fairly dubious plan, but I would say dubious in terms of whether it can be actually executed on environmental grounds, but I would say quite exciting if it can be achieved. But it will be expensive, and it's her pumped hydro storage thing. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense to me, by the way, than the Victoria plan. But any politician, federal, state, who says that your power bill isn't going up because of this is misleading you. In fact, they're downright lying to you. And any politician who's suggesting that we're going to have lower power bills anytime before, the next 20 years is also telling porkies.
Yeah, well, they told a big one in the election, saying they were going to bring the power bills down. What alarmed me, though...
Well, I got the answer. I know how that works, mate. You see, if your power bill goes up 35% and then it comes down by, what was it, $150 or $200, well, they're probably way... I mean, if the average power bill, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what it might be at the moment, but say it was $2,000 a year and it's gone up by 35% next year. In 1 year, $700 extra. Just as a hypothetical, we can do the math. Well, to give you $200 back, well, those that are milking the system and playing this game with people are well and truly ahead, aren't they, mate?
They sure are. But what alarmed me, Campbell, was just how cavalier they were all about it. The way they announced at this meeting, prices are going up 35%, and Chris Bowen was saying, it's all part of the transition. They just don't care about the little guy anymore, do they?
They do not care about, mums and dads trying to bring up their families. They do not. They don't care about business, either small or large, because it is really going to make Australia non-competitive. I mean, it's extraordinary. What we should be doing is saying, look, we need to all the politicians, Morrison, Albo, the whole rotten bunch of them, all of them are, they're rotters on this.